countdown to New Year's is on tonight, and a lot of people are going to be making New Year's resolutions. One of the most popular is usually weight loss. Jenna Lee Bork spoke with an expert tonight and found out how your new goals might get your child's attention. So, Jenna Lee, what exactly can you tell us about this?
Elise, I spoke with Dr. Austin Williams earlier tonight, and he says leading by example is the best way to help your children have healthy habits. And this goes for how you approach weight loss as well. The words you use when you talk about yourself and your goals matter.
Not using negative self-image words and talking about, not necessarily the weight I need to lose or I look so bad in this.
So then how should you frame things? What words should you use then?
Dr. Williams says you should focus on the positive things, like saying how exercising helps boost your energy and your mood, and talking about how eating healthy can help you avoid health issues in the future. Back to you, Elise.
New updates tonight in a crisis in the classroom investigation. A local mother granted a $50,000 bond after her first court appearance. Martia Franklin allegedly punched a Dayton Public Schools bus driver. Now Lydia Bice was in the courtroom.
29-year-old Martia Franklin appeared before Judge Carl Henderson this afternoon after she was charged with felonious assault for allegedly attacking a Dayton Public School District bus driver last week. In court on Wednesday, her counsel requested any sort of bond.
Your Honor, she is working for Kettering Health Network at the VA hospital. She also indicates that she is a student. She is in college through Clark State. She does have 3 children in her care. And also, in addition, she does care for her 3 nephews. She'd ask to consider some form of a non-monetary bond. She'd be okay with being on EHDP with work release so she could continue working to support her family.
Judge Henderson granted her a $50,000 cash surety bond. Now, children had gotten off of the school bus during the time of the incident, according to Dayton Police Lieutenant Mark Ponatera, but weren't far enough away yet to completely miss the assault.
When the bus arrived, the kids got off the bus, but literally moments later, seconds later, once the last kid disembarked from the bus, the suspect entered the bus and then confronted the bus driver. So there's no doubt that some of the kids witnessed the incident. It was quite loud.
Lieutenant Ponatera says there are plenty of better ways to handle any concerns that you may have with your child's school district. Now, if you are a parent in the Dayton Public School District who has a concern, you can always fill out this contact form on their website. That website is dps.k12.oh.us/contact. You can also call 937-542-3000. Back to you.
Lydia, thank you. And the second man killed in last week's crash that also killed a Preble County Sheriff's deputy has now been laid to rest. The visitation of 36-year-old Michael Gayhart II was this afternoon and at the I Am the Word Ministries in West Elkton. His funeral service came right after. He was buried at Fairmount Elementary. We're told Gayhart was an avid music lover and loved to fish and attend demolition derbies. Now, Gayhart was in the car right there that collided head-on with Deputy Joshua Hamilton's car on State Route 503 December 18th. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Deputy Hamilton passed away later on at the hospital. They both leave behind a daughter. Hamilton was laid to rest on Saturday in Gratis after a funeral service in Richmond. Now, flags were flying at half-staff in Preble County and at the Ohio State House until sunset tonight in remembrance of both of these men's lives. The Ohio State Highway Patrol, though, is still investigating. Moving on to weather tonight. Actually kind of nice out there as far as we did get to see a little bit of sunshine earlier today.
It was a nice day, a little cooler than yesterday, but still for this time of the year, can't complain. It's really pleasant, above normal, with temperatures still for this time of the year not too bad at this hour. 43 in Dayton. It is chillier heading outside. You'll need a jacket. 40 in Eaton, 41 in Greenville, 41 is where we're sitting up in Wapakoneta right now. And we also have a few showers trying to develop across the area. Can't rule out a spot shower overnight, but as this area of low pressure makes its way closer into the area tomorrow, we will see a few showers on and off during the day. Not going to be a very widespread rain event, nor bring us a lot of precipitation, but I'll talk more about that. 37 for our low tonight. Can't rule out a couple of showers developing by early tomorrow morning. So coming up, I'll have a look at the rest of the week's forecast, talk about when we could see a few snowflakes back in the picture too.
It has been exactly 1 year since Sierra Chapman was last seen. The 30-year-old mother disappeared just after Christmas last year without a trace. Gwyneth Falloon is following the story for us tonight. She now joins us from outside of Dayton Police Headquarters. So Gwen, are there any leads in her case at this point?
Unfortunately, no. Dayton police, as well as her family, they are continuing to search for her. As you had just mentioned, Chapman, she was last seen a year ago today, leaving her ex-boyfriend's apartment in Trotwood. And while her car was found 10 days later after her disappearance in Middletown, she was not. Now, in a statement today, DPD Major Brian Johns, says it is committed to finding Chapman and is calling her disappearance suspicious.
So Gwen, how is her family doing now?
Well, I spoke with Michelle McCown-Luster with the Doc Ellis Foundation. She has been working with the Chapman family since she went missing, and she tells me they are doing as well as can be expected. She says the holidays are hard, especially the first year without their loved one.
You have that empty chair with that person that may have brought so much life to holidays, and they're not there now, and you don't know where they're at.
Now, if you know anything at all, Chapman's family, police, the Doc Ellis Foundation, they are urging you to contact authorities. You can make an anonymous tip to Miami Valley Crime Stoppers. Their number is 937-222-STOP. The Doc Ellis Foundation, though, they also have a tip line, and they can be reached at 888-222-6050. Back to you.
Gwen, thank you. We now know tonight a road in Lebanon will be closed for the next 4 weeks due to the construction, actually not the next 4 weeks, but beginning on January 8th of next year. Lower Springboro Road will be closed for the construction of a wall to stabilize the roadway. The detour for the closure will include Cincinnati-Columbus Road, Pekin Road, and Township Line Road. Also tonight, the Ohio Lottery says there was a cybersecurity incident on Christmas Eve affecting mobile caching and high-value prize claims. Prize claims in the interim can be mailed to the Ohio Lottery Central Office. Winning numbers for Keno, Lucky One, and Easy Play Progressive jackpots can be checked at any other Ohio retailer. Now, New Year's Eve weddings are popular every year, but why this year there's an increase with weddings as easy as 1, 2, 3. GOP leaders looking into impeaching President Biden, the latest tonight on that inquiry.
Plus, I'm tracking a few showers as well as some snowflakes. I'll let you know when we'll feel more like winter. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
While weddings in Vegas are expected to break the record because of the specialty date, we wondered about weddings in Ohio. Carly Van Cleve talking to a local wedding force and venue about the high demand for the special date.
Well, New Year's Eve is already a pretty popular day for couples to say I do. But this year is extra special. That's because there's no need to worry about remembering your anniversary date. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
You want 2 of them? Yeah.
This year, there's an even bigger demand to save the date. December 31st, 2023. When you write it down, 12/31/23, it comes out as 123/123.
The fun date of 123/123, which doesn't happen. That's pretty cool.
The unique date also bringing a rush for the florists at Botanica Flowers.
I think it's awesome, easy to remember.
And of course, from all of us, we're wishing everyone a happy and safe New Year's. In Columbus, I'm Carly Van Cleve reporting.
As for the record in Vegas so far, the day one record for marriages is 4,492 weddings set on July 7th, 2007. That's because of the date 777, which is associated with luck, good fortune, and of course, winning the jackpot. Sorry, Natalie and I were having a little side conversation.
Talking about this is a chatty end of the year, you know. Feel like we're all looking forward to 2024 and kind of just getting through the rest of this year. We have cloudier skies across the area right now, especially compared to the sunshine earlier today. Got some showers that will continue to make their way in overnight into tomorrow with this area of low pressure. Now, we're not talking widespread precipitation here. Certainly not going to be as much as what they've experienced back off to our west, as this does weaken as it makes its way through. But we'll be tracking some showers mainly to our north for early tomorrow, and then a spot shower or two by tomorrow afternoon. Notice by the evening we get some colder air. We have temperatures in the 30s. Could see some snow showers. Not going to accumulate by any means, but we could see some light snow showers even continuing to our Friday with highs only in the 30s. With some few flurries around too. And then Friday night into Saturday, also looking at a line of some light snow showers making their way through as well. We'll have a look at the rest of the week coming up.
House Republicans claim President Biden may have engaged in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. The GOP-led House Oversight and Judiciary Committees are demanding access to any communications between the White House and Hunter Biden's lawyers about his deposition in their impeachment inquiry. Lawmakers say they want to know if President Biden was involved in his son's decision to not comply with a congressional subpoena. The White House hasn't responded. As GOP presidential primaries rapidly approach, many Republicans aren't sure their votes will be counted correctly. According to a new Associated Press NORC poll, about a third of Republicans say they have a great deal or quite a bit of confidence in the primary election process. 3 in 10 say they're moderately confident in the process. 32% have little to no confidence at all. And the Michigan Supreme Court is keeping President Donald Trump, our former President Donald Trump, on the 2024 ballot. This comes after the Colorado Supreme Court recently kicked the former president off the ballot because of his connection to the January 6th Capitol riots. It's the first time the 14th Amendment, which bans any insurrectionist from holding office, has been issued or has been used to disqualify a presidential candidate. The next step for both decisions is likely appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the DOJ prosecutors are now trying to stop former President Trump from pitching discrimination in his criminal 2020 election interference trial. Today, the special counsel asked the court to place parameters around Trump using claims of political persecution in his defense. They say Trump will likely try to politicize the trial to convince jurors to ignore the facts and legal standards of the case. Meanwhile, most of the case's proceedings have been suspended as an appeal over whether Trump can avoid prosecution due to presidential immunity plays out. In this case, Trump is charged with conspiring to defraud the U.S. and obstruction of an official proceeding. He's pleaded not guilty. The trial is currently scheduled for March of 2024. And tonight, let's give you a live look right now from our Eco Plumber Skycam and send it out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, a little chilly out here on our Watson's weather patio, but we do have overall not too bad of a day ahead for us. Not going to be quite as pleasant as what we had for today with high around 50 degrees, but we are going to see temperatures still above normal for this time of the year. So it's been so mild, so 43 is going to feel cold. So 43 for tomorrow. We got some clouds around. Also be tracking some showers, and then we'll continue with temperatures even in the upper 30s during our day on Friday. That's with a few flurries flying through the sky too. Saturday, Sunday, temperatures slightly above that normal high, upper 30s. Will be in the lower 40s before it does get cold. Breaking in the new year, we're talking about some colder weather, feeling more like winter by Monday with highs in the mid 30s. Have a look at our 7-day coming up.
A Centerville church hosting a concert to aid a 16-year-old local Tennessee teen, battling cancer. Details about the concert and ways you can donate coming up. And Dayton's $72 million project wins $7 million in historical preservation tax credits. Find out what 2 local buildings are set for transformations next. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. A Centerville church is now holding a concert to raise money for a local teen battling cancer. 16-year-old Tucker Quayles was diagnosed with a recurrence of osteosarcoma. after a year-long battle. Now, to help Tucker's ongoing medical needs, the Quayles Family Benevolence Fund was created, and a fundraising concert is set to take place. That concert will be on January 23rd, 2024 from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and it'll be held at the Fearless Church at 2601 East Alex Bell Road. And if you aren't able to make it to the concert and still want to donate, you can visit their website at hopechurchdayton.churchcenter.com. Click on Give, add your information and the amount you want to give. In the drop-down box, select Quayles Family Benevolence. A nurse is now being honored for heroic acts back in October. Savannah Shediak helped save the life of a Dayton police officer recruit, I should say, Solomon Kessio, after a car crash on State Route 4. Kessio, when two other recruits were learning how to conduct speed enforcement from a Dayton police officer, when a pickup truck hit the police cruiser. Everyone, including the driver and the passenger of the pickup truck, was hurt. The driver of the truck died in November. Their identity has still not been released. Everyone else involved in the crash has since been released from the hospital. The last we heard, Kessio was still continuing his recovery. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, you're about to get an unwelcomed addition to your video service real soon. Starting January 29th, Prime Video will include advertisements unless you pay an extra $3 a month on top of your subscription to eliminate those ads. Prime Video is included with Prime memberships or at a standalone cost of $9 a month. Amazon says ads will help it invest in new content for the platform. And a story now from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. Two Dayton projects worth a combined $72 million have won $7 million in historic preservation tax credits. The first project gives nearly $5 million to convert the former Fidelity Medical Building on Main Street into mixed-use development. It's a historic building. This $50 million project would bring use and energy back. The second project gave $2 million for an adaptive reuse project at the former St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church on Wayne Avenue. That's a $22 million project. We have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com. You can find this story plus others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab. Well, the Buckeyes making their final preparations for the big game on Friday. Stay with us as the team brings you details on their game plan for the Cotton Bowl. And Ohio's Mason High School band is prepping for the Rose Parade in California. We've got an inside look at their musical journey before their flight next. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Ohio State is making final preparations for Friday night's Cotton Bowl game against Mizzou. Play Hall is at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas tonight, with how the Buckeyes' offensive line is shaping up around the starting quarterback.
Welcome back to AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas, in advance of Friday night's Cotton Bowl, where Devin Brown takes center stage, his first collegiate start. I've always liked his savvy. I always felt like he might embrace the moment a little bit more than the very even keel Kyle McCord even did. Now, does it mean he's better? Does it mean he was flawless in his execution? No, he wasn't, but he's been the man for more than a month, and he's had a chance to get a lot better. Missouri is the show-me state, and Buckeye quarterback Devin Brown would like to show the 9th-ranked Tigers he's capable of being the Buckeye starter in 2024.
Is there a different feel for you knowing you're going to start, you're the man, at least for one game?
Yeah, I mean, I think mentally it's a little bit different, but I feel like the approach is still the same since it's been week one. You know, I've always felt like I prepared like I was the starter and ready to go at every moment.
If Devin Brown wants to stake his claim to the starting job for next season, it starts on Friday night against Missouri. This season, 12 of 22, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. He's got a chance to play an entire football game against a top 10 opponent and show what he can do.
You know, having a leader, especially at quarterback, you know, that's got to be our best player on the team, and he's got to be our leader. He's got to bring guys together, and that's what he's doing. And he's been taking care of the ball in practice, making good reads, making good decisions, and I'm excited for him this Friday.
Remember, back in training camp, there were more than murmurs that Brown was pushing Kyle McCord, and at some point surged ahead of him. Injuries set him back, though, in a huge way. He played in only 5 games in 2023.